Oh, hey guys, you're back. Just taking a stroll around the property real quick. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 22 Survival Challenge. We'll just give you a quick update of what we've done so far. As you can see, I've cleared out a decent portion of the northern forest here like we were planning on, and I believe it is time to upgrade our tractor. Now, we can go head to the shop here and we'll take a look at what the options are. Uh, Hop onto the John Deere here real quick. I believe the plan is to trade this guy in today. I know we haven't had it for very long, but uh, once we get the new tractors, this one really isn't going to be any use to us anymore. The new tractor is going to have more horsepower, should have a front load attacher, and overall is just going to be a better option for us. So I think trading it in is going to be the way we're going to go, just to get the extra money to get all of our stuff situated. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on this guy here, and I will see you guys at the shop. Oh, okay. Finally made it. Well, as you guys might have noticed, we ran all the way here. I was having a think about it before we jumped on the tractor to come and up here and trade it in, and it is nice to have something connected to a trailer while you're putting stuff in it. Just kind of helps keep it, in one spot instead of jumping around too much. And also, it is our first starting tractor, and we haven't even had it for more than a few hours. So it would be kind of a shame to trade it in so soon. We don't need the money that it would bring in currently to upgrade to the next tractor that we are going to get. So I think we'll keep it around for now. Um, I don't know how much we'll use it, but it'll at least be around if we need something. And we'll probably trade it in once we add the third one to the ranks. But for now, it can stick around. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the dealer here, and we will select our next tractor. I do believe we're probably going to go with the Macy 165. Um, it's just unbeatable for the price that it is at in the store here. So yeah, there we go. So it's 18,000 without the front loader, but just adding the front loader is only 750 bucks. So we'll go ahead and grab this guy. Right? Then we will need our front loader. Down here, there we go. And we'll probably go with the Q3 here. It's a good price. It's also a good fit for this tractor. It's not too big. So we'll go ahead and grab that guy. And we'll go ahead and look at the tools. Now, one of the reasons we're upgrading so soon is to try and get something that's going to help us clear out that forest a little bit faster. As you guys have seen so far, we've been doing it by hand. So we've had to cut these pieces into little more than firewood at this point. So hopefully this is going to speed up the process a little bit. And it will also bring us in a little bit more money as the longer logs are worth more. So go ahead and browse through here. Now, the Stoll log forks are only $800, but I have noticed that there is a little bit of a problem sometimes with trying to pick stuff up. It just doesn't want to grab. So let's go ahead and grab the Albert log fork. So $3,000 is a big jump, but I think it'll be worth it. We can get this stuff put into the trailer and shipped off that much faster. And then of course, we'll need a weight. think we'll go ahead and get pack 1000. Yeah, that should do. And there we are, our new machine. Now, it did set us back quite a bit, but the price that we just spent on all of this stuff should be made up pretty quickly by the amount that we're going to make on the logs that we can now put in the trailer. Let me go ahead and get everything attached here. And once we get it attached, we will head back to the farm and see how much quicker we can load everything into the trailer. Just go ahead and finish this up now, and I will see you guys back at the farm. Alright guys, here we are back at the farm. We'll go ahead and move our trailer back a little bit. As you can see here, we've got one that's cut down, ready to be loaded up. So we'll just grab those guys and put it on the trailer, see how much quicker it's going to be to get a tree processed. First guy here. Go a little higher there. Oh no. Weight doesn't seem to be quite enough. There we go, that'll do. A little bit more adjusting. There we go. Every time I try to set it down, we walk a little bit to the right. How about now? There we go. And drop her in. Oh. Oh. Not the smoothest process, but you know, it works out. It's in there, and that log right there should bring us quite a bit more than what we've been bringing over to them so far. We can give it a little bit of a push here to kind of level it out. There we go. Not too bad of a process. So, we'll go ahead and get the rest of this stuff cleaned up, and I will see you guys back here once we finish. Alright guys. Well, we've got that whole tree loaded up here. It's not the best stacking job, but you know, it'll work. We'll be able to get this tree over there, no problem. Well, the plan here is still to try to clear out as much of this stuff over here as possible. I'm thinking, since the stuff was forestry already. I don't think the field is going to be really good underneath any of this stuff here. So we'll probably end up putting the yard somewhere around here. But before we can do that, we obviously have a lot of stumps to remove and still quite a few trees to get out of here. Now, I'm not going to cut down this entire forest, but we will have to remove enough of it to get enough money to buy all of our grass equipment. I do believe that's the first thing that we're going to do. I did throw around the idea of greenhouses right away in the first episode, but I think getting the grass equipment is probably going to get us to advance a little bit quicker. So that's going to be the plan here. Now, I think if I remember correctly, we need somewhere around the $76,000 mark to get the equipment that we are looking to get. So I'll clear out enough of the forest here to get to that number. I'll do that off camera just so we can kind of move the process along a little bit quicker, and well, I'm sure it's not super exciting to watch me fail at using the log fork. So I'll go ahead and get that stuff cleared up, and once it's done, I will see you guys back here.
Alright guys, welcome back. We had a little bit of a development happen while you guys were away. I found on the used vehicle lot 2 things that we just couldn't pass up on. The first one being is we have a brand new tractor. It's a Rigitrack SKH 75. Has 116 horsepower, which is plenty big for what we're going to be doing with it so early on. It was a good deal. Picked it up for about $38,000, usually somewhere around the $75,000 to $80,000 if I remember correctly. But if we hop in here, we can actually see one of the features that we have is 4-wheel steering, or selectable steering I should say, which is amazing, especially for $38,000. So we're definitely going to get good use out of this tractor. The other thing that I found was a seeder, and that guy was just under $15,000. So again, 50% off what these things normally would cost. So I think we came out well ahead on both of these purchases. With that, it is going to change the plan that we had before. I know we were going to purchase some grassland equipment. We still will in the future. It's by no means out of the question, but at this point, since we found these 2 items for such a good deal, we're going to go ahead and start setting up a field and get a crop in the ground. Now, in order to do that, we are going to need to buy a plow. We haven't done that yet, so we should take a look at the store here in just a moment and decide what plow we are going to get. So if we take a look at the map here, just to plan out a little bit, I'm going to put the yard up here. So we're going to have our buildings, our storage, and all that stuff is going to sit up in this northern right-hand corner. And later on down the timeline here, we'll probably end up purchasing field 35 here, and I'm going to run the drive through here and up over the stream. We'll put a bridge there, and that should connect nicely with the main road, and this road runs all the way up to the shop here. So I think that's a good place to put the drive through. And then as far as fields go, we'll obviously have multiple fields on this plot of land, but the first one, I think, will probably start down here in the corner. I'm not sure how big that field is going to be yet. We're just going to kind of drive along and create the field and do what feels right. Now, this equipment that we have, the seeder is a 3-meter wide seeder, which is pretty large for a start out. So we could have a pretty large field right away, but we'll see what happens when we start creating it. So let me go ahead and look in the shop here. Now, unfortunately, there isn't a plow here, which would be really good if there was, but unfortunately we're going to have to pay full price for that, which is no big deal because we got a pretty good deal on the rest of the stuff that we've bought so far. But we have to pick a plow. Now, obviously the bigger we go, the faster we could get this done, but I don't think we have the horsepower to run most of this stuff. So we've got 116. As far as options go, that one's probably all right. It is a little bit larger than what our tractor is ready to pull, but I think we can get away with it. So we've got 11,000 to be 2 meters. This is cheaper than that guy. Yeah, otherwise we're pretty expensive right away. So I think we'll end up getting this guy here. Maybe not that guy. Yeah, I don't know if we'd be able to get away with 150 horsepower requirement, but 140 is a little bit more believable. So we'll go ahead and pick up this guy. 2 meters is a pretty decent working width, so we should be able to get some work done with this guy. And we got a couple options here. I just go with the universal ones to save the money, and yeah, we'll just stay with the standard tire here. We'll go ahead and pick that up, and that means we'll be taking the new tractor to the store. Now I'm not sure how heavy that implement is, so we'll go ahead and drop the weight off of this guy. And attach it to the front of our new rigid track here. Just really happy that we found this guy. Okay, running over some tree stumps there. Have to be a bit more careful. Alright, so we'll head off to the shop here and pick up that piece of equipment that we just purchased. We'll see you guys when we get closer. Alright. It's a much faster drive with the new tractor. We move at almost 10 miles an hour faster than the Macy. So we can definitely get around the map much quicker now. And there is the new plow. Yeah. We'll go ahead and just get it hooked up to our tractor here. There we go. Yeah, good thing we brought the weight with us. We definitely would have been sitting on our back wheels without it. I think we're even still a little light in the front. Yeah. Still kind of getting the front tires off the ground there, but it's all right. We'll go ahead and head back to our farm here. All right. Now you may notice we are down one tractor. I know we said that we were going to keep the John Deere around for a little while longer, but with finding this in the used lot and having the Macy over there, it wasn't really worth keeping around anymore. We don't need 3 tractors, and the John Deere was light on features. So we went ahead and traded that in when we went and picked this guy up. So I feel like it was probably a good time to get rid of it at that time. Just, yeah. We'll go ahead and get the field created here. I'll throw you guys on a time lapse while we do that, and we'll go until we get to a good feeling on how big it is. So I will see you guys when we get done with that. Alright guys, it's getting pretty dark. It's getting really hard to see for me. I'm not sure how it is for you. On the screen over there, it looks pretty dark as well. So we'll go ahead and call it a night. Finish up this row. We'll head on over to where the yard is going to be. Now, the one thing that we haven't done yet is set up camp. Though sleeping under the trailer has been alright so far, I think it's time for us to set down at least some form of camp. We go ahead and take a look here. The farmhouses. Now, obviously, we won't have any money for any real shelter. So we'll probably go ahead and place down our tent here. And this is obviously not a permanent shelter, so we will upgrade this in the future, but it'll do for now. And I think we'll probably go ahead and place it down right around here. Yeah, looks good to me. Go ahead and shut the lights off for the day. Ah yes, quite roomy. Nice table and chairs and a nice hammock to sleep in. Before we go ahead and head off to bed here, let's take a look. Now, one of the things that we do not have yet, but will need in the future, is a harvester. obviously we don't have to buy that yet, and we have quite a ways to go before we'll be able to harvest the crop that we plant, but we might as well plan ahead for the future. Now, I did take a look at this list a little bit before, and I believe the best option for us to start off with is going to be let's see here, this guy here, the Deutz-Fahr Starliner. Go ahead and take the design color back to green, and this guy here is 50,000. Now it's got 5,200 liters of capacity, which is much better than the $30,000 guy. So I think we'll end up going with this in the future. So just to keep track of this, we'll need 50,000 for that, and the header for it is another 15,000. So 65,000 just to get our combine. Now, the other option that we have is the M66, which is much cheaper. 32,000 for this guy. The only problem that I have found in the past with this is the 1,500 liter capacity that this guy comes with just isn't enough. Most of the time you get down in the field 1 or 2 passes and you'll have to empty it. Now, if it comes down to it and we need to, we'll buy this guy instead. It'll be less for this and the header than it would be for the Starliner, but if we can afford it at the time, I'd rather just get the Starliner to begin with. So we'll plan on that. Now, plans obviously change quite often here, but hopefully we'll be able to stick to this one. Other than that, I don't think we will need anything in the future, or at least the near future, that is, to get the crop out of the ground. Now, it would be nice to have a sprayer and a weeder to get rid of the weeds and the fertilization done, but I think we might have to skip that for the first couple of goes, as well as a rock picker. Now, as you guys have probably noticed in the video there, we are picking up quite a few rocks, but again, these guys are really expensive, and I think it's worth taking the risk of damaging the equipment for the time being rather than try to purchase one of these guys as well. So for now, we'll just plan on the combine as the next purchase. But anyway, we'll go ahead and crawl into bed here, get a 6 a.m. start time. No. I hear rain. Still quite dark out. Maybe we'll take a little rest here again. There we go. The sunlight is back. But there is definitely rain. Good thing we pitched our tent when we did. I think the underside of that trailer would be quite wet. Go ahead and take a look at the forecast here and see when this is supposed to end. Okay. 8 a.m. Not bad. Why don't we go ahead and rest until 8? I see. Well, the weatherman has lied to us once again. No matter, it should stop pretty soon. Hopefully. So why don't we get back out into the field? and we will finish plowing it up. Now, there are quite a few edges here and there that need to be fixed. I will probably do that off camera. I just like to have my fields nice and square. But as for now, we'll finish up this field. I will see you guys when we get that done. Alright guys, that is our first field completed. Seems like a pretty good size for us to start with. We'll go ahead and check the edges here just to make sure that we've got them all. You said I like to keep my fields nice and square. Looks good. And just a little overhang. We can fix that with the landscaping tool and round or square that corner off rather. Go ahead and make sure we turn limit fields on. That way when we go set this down, it doesn't dig into the ground and start creating a field somewhere else where we don't want. Alright. Go ahead and lower that and release. And we'll shut that down. Alright. So I think the plan for the release of episodes anyway will be every Monday and Thursday. We'll release these videos for this series Monday and Thursday up until Construction Simulator comes out, and as soon as that's out we will probably do that series on Monday and we'll move this to once a week on Thursdays. But this may change depending upon how much time I have and how well that game will perform on release day. We may wait a little bit if it has a lot of bugs, but time will tell. I think I'll end this episode right here. Like I said, we got that field done. I will still continue to cut wood off camera to try to make the money and keep us afloat. Other than that, the next episode we will plant that field there. We'll have to find out which crop we want to do and get that done. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We will see you next time.